Hello and welcome to the Indie Bandits Twitch and YouTube channel. Today, Joe will be joining you, that's me, and Jimmy and Archie are also here.
Hello.
I'd be more full of beans, but the game we're playing today has had me flipping life, trying to work out controller support for it and getting it to really work. So we're playing Owlboy today. This was mine from the podcast a few episodes ago now. I've went out and rebought this game for PC just so I can stream it for all you lovely people. And it doesn't have very good controller support, so I've spent the last half hour or so trying to get that to work. But it's here. I wasn't a fan of it when we talked about it on the podcast, but hopefully I'll fall in love with it, even though it's spent the last half hour annoying me. And you guys can just see how beautiful it is.
This game?
Sorry?
It was a long time ago we discussed this one, wasn't it?
A couple episodes ago, yeah, it was the action adventure episode. Was it? Yeah. So my overriding thoughts were I didn't really like how it played, but it looks great, sounds great, and the writing's really good. So hopefully you lads can see a bit of that.
I like the swirly clouds.
It looks amazing. Like, it's a good looking game. Don't worry about that. So let's dive in. Hey. This bit doesn't look as nice, obviously. It's got a bad case of indie-itis as well, you know, like the pixel art. Trying to copy everything from the 8 and 16-bit eras.
Looks good though.
It looks amazing. It was 9 years in development. I was telling you just before we got started. It was they were on for a while trying to get this project done.
9 years. 8 years of making all assets, 1 year of making the game.
Well, that's what I said in the podcast. I felt that like I'd like to know how much of this time was spent with this, like with the visuals, with this like high bit pixel art, because obviously, can you see him like rummaging his fingers together in nervousness?
I thought that was like a scarf or something.
No, apparently it's his hands pressed together, like drumming his fingers against one another, which, you know,
yes.
Someone spent some time doing that and working on that animation, and I just wish maybe it's a bit more time had been focused on the gameplay. Or
I do like the grass gently shifting from side to side.
yeah, like it's got all these, like, you know, it's the fine details that like turn a good game into a great game. But I also feel that there's moments where they might have missed some other fine details they should have worked on.
It's usually details within the gameplay though, rather than details within the aesthetic that make a game.
For me, yeah. For me, I'm very much like I can forgive visuals if it just feels great to play.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is, a little smile from Otis again, like another unique animation.
Listen closely.
That sounded like you were going to do the Parappa the Rapper rap there, Archie.
The Onion Dude. Time. So there we go.
Oh, it's a wobbly tree.
There we go. There's me flying. This is about what most of the game feels like. It's just it's like moving a cursor around on one of those like old PCs, you know, like old laptops where you had the little nubbin in the middle of the keyboard that controlled the mouse before we had touchpads. Like, see him moving around there?
Very nice looking animations and stuff.
The animation's really good, but moving him around didn't feel great. It's like there's no momentum to what he does, which I complained about in the podcast as well. I was just like, he's flying. And I mean, yeah, the dude's telling him the flying was terrible, but I don't think he was talking about game feel or anything.
God, this guy's a bit harsh.
I know. They don't cut you no slack. These owl people. This dude gives you a note with shit. But look, it's
So is everybody an owl person, or is he just
most of them.
Yes, so it's an owl
Society.
people species. Yes.
Yes, it's an owl person society.
It's an
And-
owl-based society.
It's a yeah.
That's my
Sounds
favorite
like a
indie
hoot.
album.
Hey. Ho, excellent. Right. Yeah, and this is like one of the main mechanics as well, where you just like lobbing shite all over the shop. It's like this isn't really that fun to do.
Like, is that awkward to do, or
It's so it's like twin stick controls. So the right stick
Okay.
aims it, the trigger lobs it, and this tutorial's a bit like much as well. Like for something that's like really story based, I feel like they could have just put this like in the story rather than having like a story segment where he tells you how to do stuff. You know, I just not impressed. Joe is not impressed by this game, and it's a shame because like when I played on my Switch, I spent the whole time like hitting that screenshot button, going, "This looks brill, this looks brill." Like most of the SD card on my Switch is probably just screenshots from this game because of how nice it looks. But I don't have many videos saved on it. I mean, even though it does look good in motion. But there's just like, there's nothing really happened in the game where I was like, ooh, capture that. There we go. Stuff floating around.
so? What's going on here? I'm
in some
what's
kind of
that?
like dream sequence. I guess these are my like inner demons.
So is that an
haunting me.
owl ghost?
I guess so. It's I think I'm just dealing with some
Damn.
inner turmoil. At least, you know, I feel like a bit of a failure because
This
That
took a
guy
very
was mean.
dark turn all of a sudden.
yeah. Speaking of games that like did this better, like already off the storytelling. Remember Katana Zero that you played many moons ago at the start of the year, Jim, for the podcast.
Yeah.
That had a decent wee story to it.
Yeah, it was good.
I love
think
that
it's,
game.
It's out the dark side a little better as well,
The dark side.
if you get what I mean. This is
It's got a cozy little house.
Yeah,
It
the
does-
art's really good in this one. Look at that.
it's great to look at. It's
I'm
just,
not sure I'd be sleeping with an open fire going though. I think that's
think
a
he
bit
gets,
of a health hazard.
not over your bed either.
No.
Not under your bed, sorry.
I wouldn't fancy that.
Looks like the kettle's about done though.
Ah, he's got his
Did
cutlery.
he-
Put all
wildly
that
there.
stuff on and then go to sleep.
It seems
I'll
really
put
dangerous.
some hot water on and then I'll go to bed.
Oh, and then I knocked all my books sour. Oh wait, I've got. Oh shit! I
Drink
dropped
it,
the
Joe.
drink red hot tea.
Oh my god.
That healed me somehow. That looked like boiling water. I know. I thought he'd get a good scalding. I've already played this, and I do not remember this. Like this is like a tedious tutorial section. Look at this, but we do get this big reveal of like incredible pixel art. Look at it. This is why most of this game exists, to show off shit like this, to have like so much high bit pixel art and like parallaxing and all this like extra stuff.
Didn't give him any credit for that little fly.
I know, and it was pretty solid, wasn't it? So yeah, I think they live on these like flying islands. Pirates attack them. No questions. Gotta just fly around for a bit. Look, he's much better at being an owl person than I am. I'm just kind of shit. Oh shit, I forgot how to fly. Ah, there we go. Let's see the animation. You can just like watch them like. It feels like you're just like moving a mouse cursor around.
So do you have to hold that down to get him to fly? Is it just kind of
No,
like
I'm not
switch
pressing
one?
any buttons at the minute. Like that's the default, which makes it feel even less like you're doing something. That's why it feels like cursor. Oh, there's a little thing over there. Let's follow it for intrigue. Oh, let's examine some stuff. So it's got a lot of this like There we go. Question marks. Look at that. Good examining there, Otis.
Duh.
There we go.
This looks like a Mega Drive game I would love to have played back in the day.
Oh, it looks flipping amazing. Look, he's my mate. Here we go. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like it looks so incredible. Like I've never seen a game that looks as good as this in terms of like pixel art. At least like on the high res end. Obviously, there's some games that I think do more with less visually with pixel art. But this is some of like this is up there with the finest examples of it you'll see. Look at these guys. He's having a little rub his bongos. I know that the character design is really good as well. I like the look of the people. They're memorable. And let's go and see these pirates. Maybe check it out. The classic subtle nod to the player.
Somebody stealing my bongos.
Sounds like a euphemism, doesn't it? Also, you kind of like toggle flying, so it's I don't know. It's not the decision I would have made.
That's like a little Crash Bandicoot spin, that isn't it?
Oh, I
don't have the what's his name, the mask dude out of
the Kuakua noise.
Yeah, wish I had that
Oh my God.
lined up. There we go. Here's another opportunity to look at the graphics. You having fun yet, lads? Way.
That looks okay.
Psych.
Doesn't look too bad, this game.
No, but we've been at it for nearly a quarter of an hour and I haven't really done anything yet.
Seems quite in line with a lot of games these days, to be fair. Spent the first 4 hours doing tutorials and...
Yeah, but this game isn't complicated, I think, is the... The idea of going back to like the simplicity is just like games that you pick up and play. And I'm still not really picking it up or playing it yet. I mean, I think they've quite clearly established that Otis is not the most outgoing or extroverted of the owl people. And he's lacking in confidence. I feel over the course of his adventure he might gain some of that back though.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely trying to establish like a community here of some kind. All these different characters.
Yeah, it's a bit of a roll call at the start. I don't need to like meet everyone right at the start, if you get me. What's going on here? Oh, something's happening in the top left of the screen. Oh yeah, it's where you get your power-ups.
Boom.
There we go. So Geddes.
So do you like collect friends?
Yes. You'll see this in a... There you go.
Drop them off the end, Joe, see what happens.
Alright, kill him.
Oh, hang on, does he shoot stuff?
Whoa,
Well, he would have if I hadn't killed him.
What you doing, you little flamming cunt?
Jesus, Archie. Language.
Removed from Twitch.
Are you not allowed to swear on Twitch?
You are, but I think the C-bomb during Owlboy is a bit misplaced.
We've said worse on these streams.
No, I don't think there is worse. I think that by its very nature, the C-bomb is considered by many, I know not round down out of the woods, but by many to be like the worst you could have said.
Okay. I apologise.
It's fine.
Be told off now, actually.
It's fine. I've got to do fucking this nonsense. Now if I go there, this is the. You see the flying? It's just like. Bleh. And I can name him around and shoot some stuff with his little gun. Oop.
Draw.
Bye, mate. Yeah, you hoid him off the ledge. Geordie him.
Diddly daft.
So... Yeah, we have our technology that I guess makes stuff float.
His design's a little bit on the nose, isn't it? The Asian guy with like the curved mustache and hands behind his back and that.
I didn't even realise. Did he have a book on his head?
Yes.
Looks like it.
But it's also, I don't know if it's intentionally like in that stereotypical hat format, if you get me.
Yes, I was trying to work that out myself.
Remember, there was other guys that got absolutely battered for it. When they created those, was it like tribal characters?
Oh, from that PS4 indie game that came out.
Yeah, and they got absolutely like battered by the press for coming up with a insensitive representation of tribal characters in games or something.
Yeah, clearly they didn't play Owlboy.
No, so you know
or at least get this far.
I wouldn't have blamed them. It's like, there we go. That's as good as you get with the flying. This is the swoopiness that well, it's not really swoopy. It's just slightly increased speed. And I've spent a good few hours playing this game actually on my Switch. I'm like essentially at the end of it.
And this is all it is. You fly somewhere, you talk to somebody for about 10 minutes, then you fly somewhere else.
There are like fight sections and bits where you're flying around using like the character's ability to shoot, and then there's like puzzle sections as well where you it's usually involved picking something up and taking it to the right place with his like carry ability, but you basically, because you can only carry one thing at a time, you have to like drop your compatriot and leave them somewhere whilst you carry the thing that you want to solve the puzzle with, so it kind of like leaves you a little bit defenseless. But that was about it, and I don't have any like strong memories of playing this. It's been a while since I last played it. Like, it was a couple of months ago I went back to it to get some thoughts on it for the podcast, and then prior to that I really just had it on my Switch and would like play it if I was on flights. And even then it wasn't like one of my go-to games on flights. I was always like, can I play something else? Let's just like replay Celeste for a bit or something like that. So yeah, here's a little, I guess, combat section, but
doesn't look the most dynamic of like
no, it's a lot of
like combat mechanics. It's
no, it's like it is like point and click essentially. You like I don't know what I'm doing here. Here we go. Pick this thing up. Oh, yeah, you do this a lot. Coins and stuff. And there was that little thing hiding that I'm meant to go shoot. Drop him off for a bit. There, so that's a thing. I guess I'd take that and put it somewhere at some point, but... Fly around when we do Getty, and then look for that, like, shadow thing. That was hopping away. I'm going to imagine he went in that cave.
Looks like the sort of place a shadow would go.
Yeah. There he is. Stupid laugh noise. There we go, and I can use him to shoot these things and fly off this way. Oh. Even when the baddies die, they look amazing. Like, do you see the little explosion effects? Like, there's no need for that much animation for an explosion, but it looks really
smooth.
Nice.
So it dissipates quite, like, nicely rather than just very abruptly like a lot of pixel art games.
Here we go. See, so, look, I can probably drop him on that. He weighs down a thing and that opens it, and then I'm like... pick them up.
See, this kind of reminds me of a game I used to play when I was a kid, where you played as a helicopter and you just went through 2D environments shooting things. And obviously that was a game from like bloody hell, like the 80s or something. But it seems that you were just doing more or less the same thing I did in that game, but you're an owl.
Yeah. I see now. I also have me spinny attack and me dodge. And I can swoop through these things, and I think you get a little bonus for flying through all the things. Oh. But this is you see the this is the combat. This is about it. Like, it'll get more tricky, but it doesn't feel intense.
It's kind of like a nice game, but nothing.
It's just not super engaging,
compelling or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this thing. Stand on that thing, and then get some coins. Pick this dude up. No, I don't need. See, this is what I was talking about, where all the puzzles boil down to take something. And again, use an object from the environment to like get to the next part of the puzzle, then go get your companion.
It's like it's a gentle game, isn't it? It doesn't look like you'd be too stressed out at any point.
No, it's not like.
Looks like maybe going for a younger audience or something.
Potentially, but I don't know. I just feel with the level of like graphical fidelity involved in this, it's like I feel a younger audience isn't sat there going, "We must have like artistically impressive graphics for a pixel art game."
I doubt they are, but at the same time, like you know, just if it is a kids' game, doesn't mean you shouldn't have that either. It's like.
No, I get that, but it feels like a not worth the return on investment for the amount. If they decided like it was just going to be a throwaway sort of casual experience for wee kids, then why would you spend 9 years in development refining the graphics? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, maybe it's an artist-driven game rather than a kind of like designer-driven one, like. Because from what's going on here, I'm definitely starting to get that impression, at least.
See, in this bit, it's like it trying to show me how to, like, get punched in the face, I guess. But it's me using me random powers. I can eat turnips as well to give us health. I think they're turnips. But I don't think I can finish these dudes off. I think I can only stun them slightly. Now, there are parts, obviously, like, the difficulty does ramp up. It's not, like, this easy all the way through, but you're still essentially doing this. Like, moving around. Like, this movement doesn't feel, like, very fun. It's not, like, platformer, like, tight platforming at all. It's just moving a cursor. That's all your character is. He's just the cursor on the screen. And without the other dude, I don't even have like the shooting, so it doesn't even like have the like twin stick shooter idea. I mean, this wouldn't have taken a genius to work that puzzle out, would it?
I'm stuck.
Yeah. How do you make Metroid crawl? No, oh, there he is. He's back. Getty's here to party. Another little like nice animation, which like essentially has you could have a cheaper one, I guess, and we'd still like Getty's happy. But no, they put in the effort and put the like extra frames of animation in there, and then just sort of forgot about the rest of the game.
So this doesn't like ramp up the deeper you go into it. It kind of just stays at this pace from start to finish.
No, the pace will ramp up, and you'll have bits where you're like moving around and that, but it just doesn't feel fun to control. That is the major problem with it. Is that like I don't ever feel like even later on in the game that I was any sort of like badass, and you do get like other pals to come with you who have like better weapons and stuff and different abilities. Like you can there's a moment where you can swap out your the guy you're carrying. So it essentially becomes the person hanging off your talons is just your weapon. And then you have a little like strategy thing, and it gets a bit like, remember the very first Half-Life, how like you had the whole like 9 weapons, and you had like this whole arsenal of different guns that you'd swap out, from like the crowbar to the mad one that like fired bees and stuff like that. So it has you doing a bit like that, and you have like all your different mates, and then you're wondering, how do you... Oh, fuck, I was trying to throw that. I don't know how to throw this. Is it this? No, he just keeps eating it. Alright. I'm getting battered here, like. But... yeah, and you swap them out, but I never felt like I was, like, getting better, and I don't mean, like, getting better at the game. I mean, like, the character of Otis, I didn't feel like he was, like, progressing anywhere. It didn't feel like he was suddenly, like, amazing, even with all his, like, mates helping him out. I want to throw this on him. I assume that's what you can do. You know, I'm just going to drop it on him. Oh, now he throws it that way. I'm gonna get killed in this, like, just there we go.
Like, spin attack?
Yeah, there we go. That's all I wanted to do. That was way more difficult than it needed to be. Now I can, like, there you go, drop that on him and then swap it out, like the theoretical puzzle I described earlier. That's about it. Smash some stuff with some spins, pick up some coins, pick up your mate,
and try
and fly about for a bit. And look how nice this like world looks, and how
these caves are a little bit repetitive. I mean that's a bit of a harsh criticism, probably. Like,
but they're just not. They're not super engaging anyway either. They're just like nice looking caves. if that's such a thing. If you're a fan of caves and
seen like, a few good caves in my time.
Rock faces. Weird. Yeah. But the music doesn't feel like it's doing much either. There's some like little bit of ambience going on, but
yeah, but it's quite.
I mean, there are better
gentle
tunes.
Music, gentle gameplay, gentle. Like
yeah, maybe that's what we're going for.
Yeah,
like,
sort of like a calm little gentle experience.
Yeah, but
like the entry-level platformer, because you know how the platformers, like, a lot of the time just get this reputation of being like nails and like super hard. Maybe they're like, well, stuff that we want to make something that's a bit more accessible for people.
Yeah, but there's very little like platforming in it either, because of the fact that you can fly. Like,
yeah, but
all right, here we go.
I guess it's that kind of style. Like you go from left to right or right to left or wherever. Like,
I mean, here we go. Look at this. We get some.
This is definitely like a Mega Man-esque boss here.
This was always the part of these types of games that I always disliked the boss fights, because they were so like, look at this, like things just go in one direction. And I know this is not like exclusive to this game, but this was the sort of thing I used to get really bored of.
It's not a fine example of a boss fight either.
No, but I was just never really into these games, and this was partially one of the reasons why. Like, I just
there we go. That's what I'm meant to be doing. Get
like the routine, basically, that you have to go through to beat the boss is just a little bit. Yeah.
Can I throw me mate? There we go. Yeah, deal with that, mate.
So can your mate die? What's it called? Getty?
Nah, I don't think so. There we go. It seems weird if you're gonna have so many animations. Oh,
looks like a Pokemon.
Yeah, have so many animations and then be like, I'm gonna have me boss man flicker. See, like, I get the like white flashing, but there was just parts where like, I guess because it's like game language that like flickering means like damage has been done. If you get me, like maybe it's like
people just know that, don't they?
I need to get a rock, don't I? Those things take a different type of rock. Probably this. Yeah, there you go. And I've already played up. Shit, dropped it. But yeah, it's like, is it fun to have to just go back into the room you're already in to pick something up? just to go back into it to pick the other thing up.
Yeah,
Like, that seems. I know, like later in the game, you do get this sort of like teleport ability for your buddies, so you can just like summon them at any given moment. But there's still a lot of just going to a room to pick something up to carry it over. And alright, you don't always have to go back to pick your mate back up later on in the game. But there is a lot of this, just go here, carry this object through to this screen, place that object here.
Who's this?
My mate. Oh, he's got us.
Ah.
Oh, he's put us in a web. Again, here's some like unique art assets. Oh. It's like your ma.
Look at me!
There you go. That was the puzzle. And I guess I get the fun of getting this dude down. Just by twatting him.
Smacking him like,
yeah. Just giving him a bit of a slap around. And he's happy about it. And he got a little smiley face there. The classic foreshadowing thing. What's the one? I've got a bad feeling about this is the go-to line, isn't it? In
Star
cinema.
Wars.
Star Wars does that, yeah. I think
Yes.
a lot of things do, though, where characters have bad feelings about things, and then their bad feelings are shown to be true. I think this might be the little teleporter thing. That's a classic old school game move, isn't it? The
Pick up the item thing.
just that like that pose and the like object floating over his head. A strange device with a button made by ancient owls. Cracking. See, there's these nice story sections with a little like like him backing away and stuff. Ah, there you go. So that's the so you get the device really early, but it's you can teleport him around, and I think that means that now your buddy it doesn't really matter where they are. Which I guess if this was gonna be like the crack on, this may as well just not have been part of it, because it's just such a because I can teleport him to me whenever I want. I think I don't even. Oops, sorry, mate. I don't even need the that button it just told me to press. If I press shoot, then it instantly teleports back in my hand. So now your buddy's not even like a character. He is essentially just occupies the same space as a weapon. Because no matter where he is, if I want to shoot, he's back. So now Otis may as well just have a gun. There's no point in him having a friend. Oh,
sounds like
down I go.
Some deep conversation, that Joe.
No point in having friends.
Who needs friends when you've got guns?
I feel there's some sad parts of the internet where those are actual conversations.
Yeah.
9 years in development is an immense amount of time to dedicate to one like product. Like,
was that because of like a lack of time available to do it? So it was like a side project for 9 years, or was this
no, I think
full-on
it was
development for 9 years.
No, I think it was just development hell. If you get me,
right?
Like they were constantly working on it. I don't think it would, because this isn't necessarily one of these like single dev efforts. Like if it took 9 years and then it was Axiom Verge at the end of it, yeah, I get it. But this is I don't know the exact size of the team behind this, but there is a team behind it. Here are the pirates, by the way.
Like the warships.
I know. You know the best kind of ship, Archie? Friendship.
Warship? Whose ship?
Oh no. Oh, here again. Oh, avoid the lights, I guess. Shoot the stuff.
Avoid the lights, shoot the stuff.
Yep. Classic. There's a bit of this as well, that like stealth-based stuff where you've got to like avoid detection fields or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what
Oh,
they're
they've
called in
seen
my
you.
program. Yeah, I mean,
Is anything happening if you are detected? You've been
I
detected.
don't know. It just goes
No,
red
just
and
like
seems to
fight.
indicate.
Yeah. So, oh, he's there.
Oh,
He's
there you go.
There he is.
There he
I
is.
found him as well. Yeah, so did I.
Yep, there he is. Let's play it.
Can
Spot
you
the
know how to
owl.
use that gun, Joe, and like blow some stuff up?
Yeah, let's see if I can. Let's just drop him off for a bit.
Oh, that is funny. Oh, he's definitely there. Like I've seen him.
Yeah, no, it's not that at all. So I
There
think
he
if they
is.
see you
I've got
too
him,
long,
mate.
they fire
as
that big
well.
cannonball at you.
Oh, I've got him as well.
Should we shoot him more out?
There we
Oh, just
There you
look
go.
at him.
There, they shoot you for a bit. Oh, now I've got turned around. I think I was meant to go to that bit I was at last time with those mates. You know, the racist not racist, the racist looking scientist. And I don't mean that he was racist to other people, you know what I mean. That dude from earlier.
The dude from earlier, yeah.
Talk to my house. Ah, no one's letting us in. Right. Yeah, I think I've probably got to go over to where our other mates were. Oh, I can't. Oh, or I get their cannons to shoot that door. I feel that might be it. I should remember this, but the game left such little of an impression on me. I cannot remember this bit of it. Oh, oh, got a cannon in the face there. There must be a dude. Oh, bring him back as well. Maybe not. Felt I had it there. Oh, maybe that arrow to the right. We'll follow that. Yeah.
But that arrow wasn't the most clear.
No, this is another thing with the game. It suffers from like noisiness in its
like
visuals.
too much detail almost.
Yeah, it's if you're gonna have all this detail, can we keep it to like one plane? Sometimes less is more. Like Fez has very like simple visuals and that works really well and still manages to build a world. This has a lot of pixels but doesn't necessarily do anything with them except to add detail, if you get me. And like, you know, there's a lot of nice visuals going on, but it's not like any of them convey more information to the player. Oh. Could it be the village fighting back? Might be. Might be. Oh. Classic pillaging time.
Sounds like it'd be more fun to play this game as the pirates.
When you're like destroying the Owlboys.
Well, you don't have to be destroying Owlboys, but you know.
That is what pirates are about.
Stealing stuff, floating around on boats.
I mean, you do head out of this village, probably now, because this is like your whole kind of crown.
Yeah, it does feel like this leaving the village segment should have probably happened within the first like 10, 20, like 15
I think
minutes.
it should have been
even.
5. I think it should have been 5 minutes. I think it should have opened with this part, and we should have just learnt the rest of this crack on the go. There's no need for like the
Yeah, it's
tutorial
40
section.
minutes to get to this point.
I know it's like 40 minutes to show me like some pretty basic mechanics as well.
Oh. Town
That is a
meeting.
ragtag band of people right there.
A few stereotypes going on here. Like,
I thought this was like a village of owl people. There's 2 owl people.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there are other owl-like people. I just don't know who these dudes are. I mean, they.
I
they
guess
look here.
these were here just to protect this particular village, weren't they? Rather than actually live in this particular.
I mean, we bumped into those gadgies from earlier who were ripping on us for not being able to fly.
Yeah.
So, deactivate the wind generators. I guess that's this is like the call to action. Call to adventure, sorry. That's still a call to action, but yeah. No one else here can fly, so I've got to do this.
What about
What, the guy who
Big
rips
Daddy
on me
over
flying
there?
all the time? Yeah, no, he's busy. He's got some other reason. I left because I was in that cave. I'm in more trouble by leaving
This
my
is an
post.
extremely dangerous mission, so I'm going to send the person who I don't trust at all.
Not only am I going to send the person I don't trust at all, I'm going to send the person who I'm just ragging on for leaving his post. I'm going to send him away from his post. We got attacked because you weren't at your post, Otis. Now please leave and go and see someone else. There we go. Out of the town. And off I go.
And there we have it.
Now there's... I'll tell you what this reminds me a lot of in terms of visuals. There was an old Mega Drive Genesis game called what's it called? Pugsy, where you controlled this little orange alien, and the whole thing was sort of like physics based. You had to carry like little barrels in his hand and stack the barrels and solve puzzles like that. But that was all like ground based platforming, and the main character was like very weak. So you wanted to literally avoid every enemy if possible. And it had some like really nice visuals as well, and it was a lot of like visuals and scenery and parallax and all that. But I remember that feeling more fun because it wasn't trying to act like this little podgy alien could like swoop around, whereas, you know, this guy who's supposed to be able to fly is very fun to fly around with. Which I think if you've got a character that doesn't feel good to control, you've kind of failed at your like first main task.
So you're not off to a good start.
No. This is another like pointless thing. It's like, should I just put something in for you to find throughout the game? There you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of this stuff.
Let's talk this, dude. For every coupon ring you find, I'll give you 3 of my Buccaneri coins. That's not too shabby. Here we go. Here's a trinket. What's my trinket? That looks like that... bit like that penguin thing. What's that purple penguin called from that game?
The pretties from
Yeah.
the Skya.
You know. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
It's the upward pointing head as well. Do you know what I mean? Like the
and the eyes on the side of the head as well, which are kind of like, oh my, yeah, that's definitely pretty inspired. Yeah, no doubt about that. They've even got like the little peg legs as well, like the pretties do.
I did not know that. There we go. I've got a trinket.
And don't you look happy to get it?
Yeah. So basically, I think that just like upped my maximum health. Off he goes. And see, then it's just little upgrades throughout, but it's not like it's a complex RPG crack on, is it? It's just a random thing to be getting on with. Which I remember when I was playing through on the Switch, I definitely wasn't like going out of my way to collect any of these things. Like, you just don't feel that driven for it. You're just like, God, just get on with the game. So, again though, like, visually flipping amazing. Here's something that looks like it could pose a challenge. That sort of looks like you can shoot in the side of it, but I guess you can't. Ah well, not bothered by him. Not bothered by him. Whoop, flew into him. My bad. And there's that wee penguin thing, but the arrow's over here. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Guess this is as close as you get to like platforming, like flying between obstacles. And later on, there is some more engaging, I guess, tactile challenges where you've got to like avoid patrols and stuff. But it's never very high intensity, which as you said, that might be what they're going for.
Well,
but it can be low intensity engaging. Sorry, what was that, James?
I was saying I hope it's what they've gone for, because if they haven't gone for that and they've achieved it, then they've massively missed what they were supposed to be going for.
Well, it's definitely a casual experience, but it's not an engaging casual experience. Like, if you're going to go for something that's low intensity, surely it's got to be something where you can feel like you can whittle away the hours with it. Like an Animal Crossing or something or The Sims, or these games that are like you're never going to be like breaking a sweat playing these games, but you still feel like you want to keep like playing them. As you're playing them, you're like, where did all the time go?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't feel like that. I just don't really understand why I'm doing any of this, or like the story hasn't hooked me enough to make me really care either time.
Yeah, it all looks a bit shallow, doesn't it? Like the gameplay doesn't look, from what I can see, and you're the one playing this, like, so I'm only a spectator. But yeah, this looks a bit maybe here nor there.
But that's it. It's like it's a if you can see, you can see it's a fantastic like visual example, but it could just have like remained that. Maybe some kind of like, I don't know, high bit tech demo or something like that. Just be like these visuals. Even if they'd just done like a cutscene with this, or just put the visual, or a game that doesn't look this good, but all the like cutscenes did. Then I'd be like, yeah, alright. Like if they'd made this game that didn't have this fidelity on it whilst you're playing, but in the story sections did, you'd be like, I look forward to getting to the story sections because you get to see these like cool visuals. Like FMVs were in the old Final Fantasy games. You'd be like, I got to, I beat all this, and now I get to watch this cool like pre-rendered video that like really brings the characters to life with like better visuals and better character models and stuff like that. But they missed the bit where like the gameplay is there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been
best part of an hour.
50 minutes into this, and it's not grabbed me. Although, I mean, obviously it's different when you're not playing the game.
Yous are watching, not playing.
Still, it hasn't grabbed me too much. It looks,
but even with the
fantastic.
Even with the nice visuals, you still kind of like, you're not sat there with what's happening on screen going, oh my god, Joe, look out! Oh, look at that! This is good. Or you're just like, yeah, all right. Whoa, what's going on? I mean, like.
And this got well reviewed as well, didn't it?
Amazingly reviewed, yeah. This is what I did. Oh shit! I guess I've.
I
can pick these up. Yeah. There you go.
Well, we had this problem with Anodyne, remember, when we played that. Anodyne got well received, and none of us were a big fan of that game.
Yes, which one was Anodyne? The one where you go in the little like Zelda-esque bits?
Yeah, it's like 2D levels, but a 3D overworld, and when you're in the overworld, you're like a car or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a big fan of that one.
No, again, maybe is this something where we're missing a point where there's a game like this? And
yeah, maybe it's like, if you like so-and-so, that looks cool. If you like so-and-so, you'll like this. But maybe the thing it's imitating or it's inspired by is, something we wouldn't have liked.
Yeah,
anyway,
or something we would have liked, but we just didn't play it when we were younger, so we don't have like the nostalgia to build upon.
Exactly.
Because it's definitely inspired by something. I mean, I feel that there must have been games that play like this, otherwise I just feel like it can't be that unique. I mean, maybe it is, and maybe I'm not doing them credit, and they've just created this like type of gameplay that hasn't existed anywhere, where you have this sort of like platformer twin stick thing where the main character is powerless. I don't know, maybe they're the first people to ever do this, but I feel there's probably an older game that they were inspired by, that they went, we could do this but make the visuals stunning, and then they did, and then people who like that kind of thing might have been like, yeah, well done, 10 out of 10, etc, etc, like all the all of these things get, like, because it's like incredibly well reviewed. They're not, you know, getting whooped here, like, you know, you go on that website, look at the game, go on its Metacritic, the numbers are high. Like, it is.
Well, good for them. At least I find people who are like enjoying it.
Yeah, especially after so many.
Yeah, after 9 years, I think that's something, you know, you probably breathe a sigh of relief reading those reviews. Maybe not so much listening to us talk about it, but
that's the thing, though. You know, games like films and books and TV shows are so subjective. Like, just because we don't like it doesn't mean it's not good for some people.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's definitely people who could be looking at this going, oh, this looks right up my alley. It reminds me of that Majigga whatever, or I could zen out of this, or, you know, I could just get into a groove and play through it. And, you know, maybe they're like, for the cost of a tenner or whatever. It was actually, it's 20 on Steam. Actually, I got it on GOG or GOG or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Which, you know what? Like, they need any more money at the minute. They've done all right. And to be honest, I think this is getting more flack than some of the other stuff on there from them. So, here's a bit. This is a little platforming bit. So because of this waterfall, I can't fly.
Now. Like,
yeah, this is like at least there's like some reason for me to do that. But then, like, yeah, I just don't like the way.
Is like like you said, default. It's like a cursor on the screen. It just seems to be taking any. Yeah, like right. the traversal. Thank you. Of the environment is kind of like, I guess, what makes a platform game kind of fun. But this game seems to remove that.
Yeah. And see, and so here's a wee puzzle. So we've seen these like clouds before that act squeeze, and they fill up these things, and those things rise, and that's the puzzle. But there's these like vents of air that will destroy. Whoop, sorry, mate. Will destroy the clouds. I just had the thing there as well. There you go. So it's like, I guess, plug that and then move me cloud. There we go. And if I was to not plug that before, my cloud would disappear. So I guess I plug that and then move me cloud.
Yeah. And
stop me cloud, and then unplug that, and then plug it here. Oop, no, I've got to throw it upwards. Then I take me cloud over and fill up this water thing. Squish the cloud. And Zelda-like noise, and there you go, that thing's open, and now I can do a little bit more platforming. And like these kind of sections were like my favourite bit. I just hate the flying so much that I'd much rather like have Otis run and jump, because that bit's quite fun. But sometimes you're like, oh shit, I hit jump twice and now he's toggled into fly mode. And
yeah, it feels like they could have done like the Spyro thing, where Spyro can fly in certain segments of the game, but for the most part he can only glide from point A to point B. It's
well, it's the same. I think with most games where you can fly, you need to like limit it.
It's fire animation though.
Yeah, all the animations are class in this game. But what was Soul Reaver had him like he can glide, so it's just a long jump, you know, and it's like, yeah, I'll buy that. That's lets you have like longer traversal, but you can't just like spam it and just fly everywhere. And I think with most things, like his flying isn't OP because the whole game is clearly designed around flying, as you can see from all the directions that like all these tunnels go in, and that it's not, you couldn't traverse this like platformer style except for the bits that they've designed that way. And did that reopen and close? I wasn't paying attention to it. Now I need like a bomb thing. Oh, yeah, it's like this is what most of the combat boiled down for me, even in like the later stage of the game, was just like moving the sticks randomly to make sure you're constantly moving so that like enemies' attacks don't hit you, whilst holding the shoot button and aiming the right stick towards the enemies. Oh, that's just coins. Yeah. And as usual, here's a thing. Pick it up, put it somewhere. I know. I need to go blow something up and then release a cloud. There you go. Boom. And then take the cloud. And if you're going to base puzzles on moving around, make the moving around really fun. You know, if you've played Mario Odyssey, that game, like, Mario feels like great to move around. So it's not a chore if one of the challenges is take Mario over here or get up to this point of the map. This is probably the most exciting bit of combat we've had, and we'll probably make it the last. Oh, yeah, I'm on fire, so I've got a spin. There you go.
That's quite cool.
That's cool. Like, that's a cool little mechanic to have him, like, when he's on fire, make you have to do something as the player. I mean, it's essentially a quick time event at the end of it, but there's something happening of note. Pink gas. We'll get at the end of the pink gas, and then I guess that'll be us. And it's good it looks so good, because at least there's something to look at whilst you are just sort of arbitrarily moving your analog sticks in various directions and holding a button down. Let's put him
moving
in there.
young Owlboy around. Smart.
Alright, yeah. So, I get to here, and then it's just like, let's backtrack. We know what we've got to do. We've got to put something in that plant. Ideally something that explodes. So let's backpedal all the way through here. That thing looked interesting, but I'm not that interested in it. Did you see any explodey things about? Because I feel that's what we've got to do. Gotta go find the exploder thing and then chuck it in that big plant.
Isn't that always the way?
Well, it seems to always be the way. Are these things? Ah. Or maybe plants. Ah. Here you go. Fill that up with water. Maybe there we go. Feed the plant. And that's the little like Zelda-esque noise to say, you've just done something. I carry the pot around. Yeah, let's see what they have to say and then we'll call it a day, because I mean, we're not going to get more engaged by this. It's
no.
Oh. Except this cute little gnome thing. But yeah, well, I mean, is he going to eventually stop if I just don't advance the dialogue? What can I say? Some people might enjoy this, and sadly I don't, and I really want to, because of how good it looks and how much like difficulty they had making the thing.
Yeah.
But it's just if the gameplay doesn't hook me, it doesn't matter how good the story is or how good it looks, because the one thing that separates games from other medium is the fact that you interact with it, and if the interaction is no good, then for me that's like numero uno for all games. The interaction I have with the game has to be good, and this
definitely
this didn't have it.
Is more important than.
I mean, you can always watch a film or listen to music or look at some art, you know, if you want to see something or experience a story.
Yeah, not that those things are obviously mutually exclusive, but there aren't too many games that get both of them right.
No. But yeah, some people might like it. I mean, if people watch this and go, that looks cool, then check it out. You'll be helping out some like clearly very talented developers, at least some very talented artists, that's for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's highly rated. Maybe there's something we're just missing, and somebody else might find it. Different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Exactamundo, man.
Yeah. So I guess we'll leave it there and say sorry, Owlboy. I'm still not there. I'm still not hooked. And as always, thank people for watching and listening, and check us out on the socials. Subscribe, ring the bell, do all the good stuff. Come join us on Discord and tell us we're wrong.
Yeah, tell us why we're wrong about Owlboy.
Exactly. And
shout at us, please.
Yes, come shout at us on the internet. I'm sure that's what it's for.
It is.
And with that, I guess we'll love yous and leave yous and say cheers to Indies.
Cheers, Indies.
Bye bye.
Laters.